trance parties have been advertised on social media, scheduled to take place along the northern coastal belt from Anjuna to Arambol, starting from Independence Day until 18 August. The Goa State Pollution Control Board and the police are reportedly passing the buck on who is responsible for enforcing noise pollution norms. Despite court orders, EDM organizers are using the Independence Day holiday to flout laws. A mother and son were injured following a blast due to an alleged LPG cylinder leakage early on Sunday morning. Piline Fire Station officials stated that the duo were residing in a one-room house at Bhattivado, Nerul, and the fire probably broke out when Jaya Shirodkar lit the gas stove to make tea at around 7:35 a.m. The gas must have leaked during the night and caught fire with the spark of the stove lighter, fire brigade officials said. A fire broke out at Yash Shooting Academy in Mandrem due to a short circuit. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, but the academy sustained significant property damage, estimated at around 25 to 30 lakhs. Fire and emergency services responded promptly, managing to extinguish the flames in time. Despite efforts to reduce accidents, Goa's killer roads continue to snuff out lives. During the first 6 months in 2024, the state recorded 1,387 accidents, which resulted in 165 deaths, when compared to last year's 1,477 accidents and 164 fatalities during the same period. In all, 190 accidents and 17 deaths were reported in June 2024. The statistics are alarming, with Wayanad, Mainakkurathuram, Porvorim, Old Goa, Panjim and Ponda recording the highest number of road accidents. The Talegaon Gram Sabha meeting on Sunday turned into a heated argument as residents expressed their anger towards the Panchayat body for failing to address various pressing issues. The village is currently facing problems such as water shortages, illegal hill cutting, and concerns over new construction projects. Despite these concerns, the Sarpanch refused to take any resolution on the matters, further fueling the residents' frustration. Residents of Khandepar are urging the PWD's National Highway Division to clear mud debris that has spread across agricultural fields due to recent highway expansion works. Locals report that the debris has damaged paddy fields and clogged natural drainage systems. The locals have demanded the government to take an immediate action to clear the debris and restore the drainage. Over the past several days, Valpoi Zonal Agricultural Officer Vishwanath Gavas has been visiting the affected agricultural farms in Sattari to inspect the damage caused by incessant rains. The total estimated loss for Sattari farmers stands at around 55 lakhs rupees. Officer Gavas has submitted the documentation of the affected farmers to the head office, with inspections ongoing. Farmers in Sangolda are a disappointed lot, as first it was the floods that inundated and destroyed their paddy fields, and now voracious rodents have raided their crop, causing extensive damage. Worried riots feel that the rodents, if left unchecked, would wreak havoc to their remaining crops, and requested the Agriculture Department to extend a helping hand to curb the infestation at the earliest. The Lotoli Gram Sabha on Sunday unanimously decided to oppose any plans to hold the Sunburn Electronic Dance Music (EDM) event on the Wayanad Lotoli Plateau, with the villagers threatening to launch an agitation if the government grants permission to the music festival, which is widely associated with drugs. Villagers of all ages not only opposed the Sunburn EDM event, but also rejected the proposed garbage treatment plant on the Wayanad Plateau. A portion of an abandoned building near Ganesh Temple, Sant Ines, collapsed on Saturday evening. Fortunately, there were no casualties, as the building had been declared unsafe and vacated several months ago. Upon receiving the information, Panjim fire personnel rushed to the site and cordoned off the area. As a safety measure, nearby residents were advised to relocate to safer areas. The village villagers of Chandegal, Sheldam are striving to reclaim the rights to the land which they had sacrificed. In 1965, they gave their land to Chogule Textiles for the construction of a mill in a hope of job opportunities. After several years, the mill was sold to Atlantic Spinning and Weaving Mill Ltd, which operated for 25 years. Atlantic not only failed to pay panchayat taxes of around 7 lakh rupees, but now demolition work is going on. The religious ritual of immersing the sacred coconut of this year, the famous traditional Damodar Saptah Sampati ritual, was held on Sunday, 11th August with great fervor and devotion. As the celebration completes 125 years, residents of Vasco and devotees from all over the state attended this ritual in large number and sang and danced to the tunes of bhajan. The structure located near the Kala Academy in Kampal, Panjim, which was built during the agricultural fair during Bandodkar's regime in 1970s, is in a deteriorating state. Some parts of it have already been collapsed. The structure, which has stood for nearly 50 years, now poses a significant danger as it could collapse at any moment. Despite the imminent threat, concerned authorities have yet to address the urgent need for repairs. Nagaland Villagers Union secured their spot in the finals by defeating Dramapur Sports Club 3-1 of the 25th All Goa Our Lady of Mercies 8A side inter-village football tournament. The match was organized by Silim Sports Club by defeating Drumpur Sports Club 3-1 at the Chinchaneem Church ground on Saturday. Goa Police secured a 2-1 victory over Kortlim Villagers SWSC in the second edition of the Bhau Sahib Bandodkar Memorial Trophy at Chogule ground, Margao. Saish Halarankar scored from the penalty spot for Goa Police, and Ronaldo Oliveira clinched the win with a last-minute goal. Kortlim's Sydney Lucas converted a penalty to reduce the deficit.